Hi guys! Today I want to talk about 5 steps for marketing yourself as a VO as a beginner. This was suggested to me by a connection, thank you very much. And I just want to preface this by first saying I have no formal training in marketing, but I wanted to put forward my experience and hopefully help people out when they're, finding their footing in what can be quite a daunting field. And on that note, number 1 is get VO-specific marketing training. There are a lot of ways to do this. There are private coaches, there are workshops, there are courses you can take. And the reason I say VO-specific is because our work is very niche. So a general marketing course might not really touch on what you need as a VO. I personally was with Gravy for the Brain back in 2020, and they had a fantastic archive of marketing videos that really helped me out. They also had a weekly group that met up and we discussed how our marketing strategies were going. This was insanely helpful. So I can highly recommend them. As for others, I haven't vetted that many, but do a little bit of research and find something that works for you. So number 1, get VO-specific marketing training. Number 2, know yourself. Not your brand, yourself. Yourself is innate. Your brand is constructed. And you can't construct your brand without knowing who you are. So without getting all too touchy-feely, it's worth sitting down and working out what your core values are, what drives you. Because if your brand comes from something that is sincere and true to you, that will translate and you will be innately more confident and more likable in your brand. So I highly recommend taking a core belief test or a core value test. I took a great one and I can't for the life of me find it. But if you Google it, there are so many core value tests, paid, free, all over the place. This is a great way to sort out what words you really want to take into your brand. And another part of this, knowing yourself, is knowing the good and the bad. And knowing what you should put in your brand and what you should keep to yourself. So I'll move on to number 3, which is constructing your brand. So once you have the words and the understanding of what makes you you, you can pick the bits that are best to showcase. For example, I'm a bit of an overachiever, so I'm hardworking. I really like adventure, so I love storytelling. That translates really nicely. Things that I am less likely to put into my brand is I cuss like a sailor. I'm very aware that while that is very normal for me, not everybody loves it, so I tone it down for my brand to maintain professionalism. I also have a lot of health issues, mental and physical, which affect me every day. I do take some of that into my brand because it is true to me and is important to me, but I don't put all of it there because then it distracts from my actual work. So knowing yourself helps you construct a clear brand for yourself. And once you have that brand, this is really important, make a website. I don't care if it's 1 page, I don't care how simple it is, but make sure it's clean, professional looking, all the links work, that it has at least some samples. You don't have to have a reel when you're starting out, just record a few samples, and your contact details. Because while you're building this brand and all these people are seeing who you are, if they can't find a way to contact you or listen to your work, you're out. Make sure you have a website. So, now that you've constructed your brand, number 4 is creating content. And create content that matters to you. I love making these videos because I love teaching. Maybe you'll really like making little meme posts because that's what makes you happy. Maybe you want to talk about the technical side of VO because you're really into the audio aspects of it all. Whatever it is, make sure it's true to you because people will know. And you need to come across confident as well. Big secret here is when I started out in VO and I first made my website and started posting regularly on socials, people thought I was way more established than I was because I was confident. I talked about things that I knew a lot about, like acting, and I shared a lot of clips of me doing characters that I loved. And people could tell I was that I loved what I was doing. And that bode well for me. So I highly recommend creating content that matters to you. And number 5 is being consistent. If you want clients, agents, and directors to take notice of you, be present. Be consistent in your brand, the things you like to post, and make sure you've got a sort of schedule for yourself. For me, it was Monday to Friday. I posted every day and I chose LinkedIn and Twitter as my main focus. You might choose TikTok or Instagram, wherever suits your content. But be consistent, because if you're only posting sporadically, you're less likely to hit the algorithm at the right times and you're less likely to be in people's faces. And of course, that consistency applies to interacting with other people's posts as well, because that builds that brand recognition and also your relationships with people. So that was pretty quick as a rundown, but here are the 5 steps to market yourself as a VO when you're a beginner. Number 1, get VO-specific marketing training. Number 2, know yourself. Number 3, construct your brand. Number 4, create content that matters to you. And number 5, be consistent. All right, I hope that helped. Again, I'm getting very sweaty, so I'm going to go deal with that. Bye, guys.